Hello, this is Frosty back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some of the best places to hoop in Charlotte. I know sometimes it's hard to find a hoop, especially during Corona right now. So I'm going to be talking about some of the outdoor hoops that I've played in Charlotte and why you should go there. What are some benefits, how's the court, how's the hoop, how's the competition. So let's get into it.
Then it would be mystic. The flow is distracted, that's kind of charismatic. You walk with a hook, we never was fishing. I live in the present, I am so gifted. How are you raining? Cause you are not water. The steam it be coming, I must be a sauna. Peculiar flow make me sound like a border. And I'm always on point like I'm turning a corner.
So to break down the places, I have played at almost every single one of these places. Actually, I think I played at every single one of these places. So these are all places I've played. Some of them I played more than others, the more they're successful. I usually like to go to courts that I know I can probably get a 5-on-5 game with some competition, unless I'm just trying to shoot around. But if I'm trying to shoot around, I'm probably at my own house because I have a court in my driveway. So these are places that I will go if I'm trying to play 5-on-5. So the first one is Carmel Park. This park is about, I'd say, 10 minutes away from my house. It's right across the street from where I went to middle school. And growing up, they used to have like some 3-on-3 tournaments, and I remember on Sunday nights, they always used to run 5s there. They don't do that so much anymore for the last couple of years, but if you go there, you'll find some good competition, and there's usually a spot to play. For the court, I'm going to give it a 4. It's a pretty nice court. The hoops is a 4. They're pretty nice hoops altogether. There's benches on the side, water fountains, and a field behind it. And then for the competition, I'm going to give it a 2. I think a couple years ago, it probably would have been more like a 3 or a 4. But like I said, if you go there, you probably won't get a 5-on-5 game unless you bring some friends, and you never know. Like some days you'll go and there'll be nobody there, some days there'll be a few, but it's not a very reliable place to go to get a 5-on-5 game. But if you go, I mean, there's a chance you can definitely get it, especially if you bring a few people. So that's the first one. The second court that's really good to hoop at in Charlotte is the Cannonwood Swim Club. Now, this court is definitely not the best court I've ever been to. Probably a lower level court because, okay, so the court it's pretty small, and one of the hoops is about, I'd say it's probably like 9'8", 9'9" in height. The other one's 10 foot, and one of them is a double rim, and the other one has a really soft, nice rim and a nice backboard. So if you're playing a game, you have to play, the way we usually play is 5-on-5 full court, you play 21 and we switch to 11, or you play to 15, switch at 8. So there's downsides to that, but to be honest, the reason that makes this court so good is that there's always people playing out there, especially at night during the summer. There's always 5s going on, and it's usually not too terribly long of a wait, so you can go there, you maybe wait one game, and you can play, and if you lose, you probably only have to sit one game, but there's always games going on. For the court, I'm going to give it a 2. 2 ranked on the court. For the hoops, I'm going to give it a 1 just because of the difference in hoops. The double rim isn't too bad. It's hard to shoot on. You'll miss some layups and you probably won't miss, but I actually like playing on the double rim more just because, I don't know, I just like playing on the double rim more. And for the competition, I'm going to give it a 4 because it's one of the courts in Charlotte where I know I can go and always get a game in, and me and my friends have been playing there for a while. So competition 4, hoops 1, court 2. For the third court I'm going to talk about, it's at the Naomi Rec Center. And I've played there a lot. My AAU team used to practice inside there, and those runs have been pretty good. And I know people play inside, but during COVID, obviously that's not what you can do. There's also a whole bunch of courts in the back you can play at that are outside, and that's where usually there's pickup games going on. It's kind of hard to find, so if you pull into the parking lot, you kind of have to walk. You'll see the rec center, you kind of have to walk through the pathway to get to the back, but you'll definitely find it is definitely there. But yeah, the court, I'm going to give it a 4. It's a pretty nice court. The hoops are a 3. I think that there's a couple double rims there, but they're not too bad. And for the competition, I'm going to give it a 3. If you go there during the day, there's probably a good chance that there'll be a couple people there. I've only been a few times, and every time I've been, I've never been able to run 5s, but I've always got like a good 3-on-3 game, 4-on-4, and there's definitely a chance to get a 5-on-5 game if you bring some people with you. And the competition are usually pretty good. There's some guys that can play out there. The only problem is it's not a reliable place to go run 5-on-5, and that's the only thing I'd say. So yeah, it's a pretty nice place to play, and if COVID's done, you should definitely look into trying to hoop inside there because there's usually good competition inside too. So there you go. The next place I'm going to talk about is Lotta Park, and I've only been to Lotta Park one time, and it's basically the park in Charlotte that is sponsored by the Hornets. It is a Hornets, like the logo's in the middle, it's purple, it's a really nice court. So I'm going to give the court a 5. The baskets are really nice, I'm going to give them a 5. It's probably the nicest court in Charlotte, honestly, and it's a really nice place to go if you've been to Charlotte and you want like a cool looking place to hoop. The only problem I would say is I've been there once and it wasn't really a prime pickup day and time, so I'm not going to give it a rating on that. But I assume that it's probably hard to get a 5-on-5 game there, especially because there's probably a lot of people there that are just there to have fun and shoot around, and there's only one court. So it'll probably be hard to play 5-on-5, but I'm sure there's always people there, so I could be wrong. And there could be times where they play pickup, especially at night. I'm sure there is, but I just haven't been there enough, and it's a little far away from my house to go there all the time. But I definitely recommend going there if you live in Charlotte. It's definitely an experience that you need to go to if you're a basketball player. So yeah, Lotta Park. The final outdoor court that I'm going to talk about is Alexander Graham Middle School. This court is definitely tucked in. It's kind of like the Naomi Rec Center. If you park, you have to go past the football field and then go in the parking lot, and you have to walk through a little pathway to get to the back. But the good thing about this court is there's always people playing, and the competition is pretty good, especially on this list is one of the better ones. I give the court a 3. There's some cracks in it. The hoops are a 3. The court and the hoops aren't great, but it's a solid court and hoop. You can play there anyway. It's not going to affect your game too much. And for the competition, I'm going to give it a 4, because usually when I go back there and play, there's always people there playing. I'll be there for maybe 20 minutes before there's a 5-on-5 game going. And it's a pretty good place if you're around Charlotte and you're looking for a game to play. I think that there'll probably be some people at Alexander Graham Middle School, and I've played with some people that are actually really, really good who go there. So it's a good place to play if you're looking to play 5-on-5. And if you invite some friends, you can definitely get a 5-on-5 game going. I think the most people I've seen out there is probably like 15. So it's not going to be packed with people, but it'll be really fun. You won't have to wait a lot of games if you lose. So that is the last court. And thank you for watching the video. I just wanted to provide some places to play, because I know during COVID I went to NC State the other day and I was looking for places to play, and I'm looking online and I'm looking on YouTube and I'm like, is there anybody who's talking about places where they know people are going to be at? And I went to this court and it was okay, but it's hard to tell. And I look up online, there's not really a good source to tell where places are to play. So I'm hoping if someone finds this video, they know that these are places you can play in Charlotte. These are all places I've played at, good pickup games. And during COVID, it's hard to find indoor gyms, even though I would love to just play in a gym every day. It's not really what's going on right now. So my recommendation is, if you want to play inside, the biggest thing I would say is, if you're out of high school, or even if you're like in high school and you're not playing on a team and you want to be, and you don't have a contact, just try to find someone who owns a gym or a coach, a middle school coach or a high school coach that you previously played for, and just contact them, because they always know how to get into gyms. They have a lot of contacts, and just get better, man. Thank you for tuning in the video.